Leaving rugby was the best thing that ever happened to my career. I know a lot of ex-professional athletes or current professional athletes who come to the end of their career. This is something that they massively struggle with. Whenever we look inside the mental performance space or the personal development space or the professional space, we talk around identity. Who am I? And I know full well deep down that those that are leaving sport or who have left sport struggle and they toy with it of how to actually leverage that for the positive. So in this video, I'm actually going to show you 5 things that I did, 5 things that I allowed myself to let go of that previous identity and take on this new one, but more from an action standpoint, not just from some wushu philosophical standpoint, that actually is going to help you digest what you've done and who you need to be. Now, I left my career on my terms. I within reason. I moved to Singapore, played rugby out there, was not fulfilled with rugby anymore. I knew it deep down. My gut feeling was I was just playing for the money and the experience then, and actually had my rib broke in a game. I got blindsided, and at that point I suddenly realized that actually, do you know what, it didn't fulfill me in the same way. You have a gut feeling that will be telling you that you know that you need to jump. Leaving sport is like climbing a tree. At one point when you're climbing a tree, you've got your hands on 2 different branches. You have to let go of the one behind you to grab the next one. And how I dealt with that was an identity shift in relation to 2 things. How I took on the professionalism in my physical endeavor to play professional sport, etc., etc. I funneled that straight into my business. I didn't lose the athlete side of me though. What I see a lot of ex-athletes do is they leave sport and they leave what their process is in sport behind, and they try and adopt this weird corporate one, hence why they're not fulfilled. They forget they love to train hard. They forget they have the social elements with their friend, with their mates, most of them don't have a laugh anymore. They forget to actually act like a professional from a physiological standpoint, from a physical standpoint. And what they do is they go into the professional realm and they fall into societal expectation, corporate bullshit. And actually, the reason why they get frustrated is because no one gets it. It's because if you've played sport at a higher level, or any level, you're an alien. And I think the first thing I did was accept that I was weird. I think most athletes don't. What they try and do is they put a mask on. They leave sport and they think because they have to be somebody different, they have to lose everything about themselves. I left sport, and when I did, I was in Singapore. I changed who I was in some respects because I wanted to grow a personal brand and a business out there and change my life in relation to money, freedom, whatever. The minute I decided that rugby was not the thing, I had to find balance with that. Most athletes don't know what that means. I had this personally. This is why I went down the NLP route. Was I could not. If someone asked me who Will Foden was, I would automatically say rugby player. So what happens when you leave rugby? You don't know what to say. And I know so many rugby players that behind closed doors, that they're in corporate jobs and they're bored out of their fucking mind, and they just don't have anything about them. It's because they haven't taken on a new mantle of who they are. Don't believe in titles. I don't believe you should have a title, because the issue is if I took all your goals away from you, who are you? That's quite a big one. I actually heard that from Kieran, I can't remember his second name, is it TMP? Wicked question I heard him say. And that freaked me out. But from an NLP standpoint and from a who am I standpoint, the attitude of it's not about being a rugby player anymore. It's about the habits and behaviours of being a rugby player are massive. Now, when it comes down to the reason why it was good for my career, is I took the physical side of things and I kept it. I'm physically in great shape. I still love what I do, and I funneled the stuff that I used to love out of rugby. I put it into something else, put it into fighting. It was a new skill. It was still aggressive, but it wasn't getting my face filled in. And it also gave me that I need to feed the monster thing. Most rugby players don't do that. Most rugby players, they forget that they're gladiatorial. They forget they love a scrap. They forget they want to be in the middle of something. Or they do the opposite. They just funnel it into something else that they actually don't really enjoy, but because they feel they have to. It's about knowing a bit about who you are. Most people who leave their career don't want to look themselves in the mirror. They want to just keep running, which is extremely difficult. And I think the piece that I would like other rugby players to take from this is the thing that built you is like shedding your skin. You still have that. You still have that within you. You just need to funnel it into something different, and actually learning more around the reasons. Whenever you look at anything, you're looking for balance. And the reasons why, an example, I played rugby, in the way that I play rugby, I was extremely violent and I fought everybody, and I was the first person in a scrap, and I was just trying to prove a point. The reason why I can let that go now is because I know that. But I don't think many rugby players are willing to do that. And what they do is they associate looking inwards as being soft, where it's easy for you to just shout louder, or easy for you to go and chase some random goal, where most rugby players don't find their next thing because they're unwilling to explore it. And from my side of things, leaving rugby for me, what was that, 11 years ago? It unlocked new doors because I took the principles I used for rugby and I funneled it into something else. So again, without me waffling on and sort of taking up your time with it, if you are an ex-athlete or somebody who is now having to chase life, so to speak, and you feel like you've lost your purpose, my advice for you is to actually figure out a bigger mission that you can actually do. Because most ex-sports people, their mission was just about them. But I always say high performance is like Alcoholics Anonymous. Step 12 is helping somebody else. What do you want to be known for isn't about you anymore. So this is where it comes down to the athlete mentality is key. The standards are key. The processes within inside an athletic process are the only way, in my opinion, you can be a high performer. But actually, for you to have passion, purpose, vision, and mission, is my question to you is what could be a bigger mission that you could start chasing that is bigger than you? Because then that's going to give you the keys to your car back with this I don't know who I am thing, or I'm pretending to be somebody that I'm not thing. So anyway, I digress. I hope that's helpful. If you are struggling with that, again, you're going through that journey right now, and you are kind of, what the fucking hell was he talking about? Could I have some help, please? Send me a direct message. We're more than happy to help.